All right. Hello, folks. I am here to talk a little bit about using clay and making three-dimensional figures. So here's what we're going to start with. We're going to start with a working surface right here, piece of paper. As usual, you're going to put your name on there along with your class code. I do have a variety of tools off to my side here that you will find in our bins. We've got slip, which is clay and water mixed together, which is like our clay glue. We've got all kinds of tools inside here, and we've got extra paper. So that's going to be at everybody's table. So when we start with clay, this is low fire white clay. And when we get it, it's gray. And that's because of the water content. It has water in there. The first thing that you want to do, it's most probably going to be really, really cold because of the moisture. But I want you to just go ahead and start to roll it around, warm it up, just even the warmth of your hands, roll it around. Okay, that is the best thing you can do for clay in the very beginning. Okay, just move it around. Okay, so we've got it just like this. Now, let's start to plan out our human figure. A lot of times I use this space as a planning space. So I'll start with, generally, here's my head. And you see that I'm doing kind of that potato chip sketching um, way of drawing, really, really lightly. I'm going to go ahead and start to draw a cylinder. So kind of an oval at the top, two parallel lines. This curved line is the same as that curved line. I'm going to start to get some hands, some long arms. Okay, a big part of this particular project is to focus on this idea of proportion. So how do you make certain things in proportion? So how do the sizes of the parts that you're sculpting, how do they fit together? So that's really what we're going to look at. And we'll even start to make some kind of mitten hands just as a way to attach them. So once you have your human figure, here's what I want you to do. We're just going to go ahead and start to pull apart those pieces. Okay, so that I'm going to reserve for the head. This I'm going to reserve for the body. Okay, this is going to be for arm one, arm two. Okay, I'm already noticing a problem. I have got too much clay here. That tells me that I probably have to peel off from other areas. So let me do that now. Okay, so then, yeah, this is perfect. So then I have enough to divide evenly for legs. Okay, so there are a couple things when we are starting to make these. Again, the head, I'm just going to start generally with a kind of a sphere, not a circle. A circle is flat, it's two-dimensional. A sphere is three-dimensional because we can see it from the top, the side, and the bottom. Okay, the cylinder for the body. Just generally, I'm going to move it around in my hands. Honestly, your fingers are the best tools that you can have. Hopefully you don't lose them. Okay. I'm going to tap the top and the bottom. That's going to be a really great surface for me. I can even roll on the table a little bit. Okay. And try to smooth out any little wrinkles. You can use the clay and water mixture, but honestly, right now, just use your finger. Otherwise, it'll get a little bit too sloppy. Okay, the arms. Here's the thing, a coil. A coil is basically a kind of a snake. Okay. I generally start by rolling it in my hands, then I start to roll it on the table. But here's the kicker, double check. It is never skinnier than your pinky. If it's skinnier than your pinky, it's going to break off and it's a goner. Okay. So that means the arms, the legs. So make sure that it is at least as thick as your pinky. Always use that as a way to measure. Okay. Here's my other one. Well, that one's kind of long. So I'll take that extra stuff off. Set it off to the side. Okay, foot. Okay, don't forget the feet. Okay, now these figures will actually be sitting down. In class, you'll be learning about several different artists that focus on the human figure or about sculpture in general, sculpture in the round, the 360 approach. Okay, now here comes the fun part. I'm going to add score marks. It's like a little tic-tac-toe board, but really you're just kind of creating a clay Velcro. Okay, I'm going to grab my slip. I'm going to add that slip and put those together. So I scored, I use slip, and now here's the third S, seal. Do you see how I'm just blending all the way around? I'm double checking that there's literally no seam, no little line all the way around. Now, proportionally, let's give this guy a little bit more of a neck. Maybe I'll make more of an oval form up here at the top. There we go. Now you're going to keep going. Score, score, slip. And again, don't just put it on here because I'm going to guarantee once it dries, it's just going to fall right off. Okay, so make sure that you're really blending those arms. And remember, you're the one with the opposable thumbs, so you do have control over this, as opposed to your clay. Your clay does not have opposable thumbs. At least I think. Okay, so I'm just kind of roughing it up. Put it on there, put it on there. Here we go. Attach those. Now, again, this is where I want you to attach it both in the front and in the back. Both in the front and in the back. Don't forget the back. Okay, now, once you've got kind of the basic, there's my little person. Now, again, it's too top heavy, so it's not going to stand up at all. So here's what we're going to have to do. I'm first going to make little hands. I'm going to flatten these out. I'm going to use maybe one of these skinny tools. I'll make almost like a kind of a mitten shape. Can you guys kind of see that? Like here's the little thumb. If you want to, you could even draw individual, but again, don't make those too skinny. Otherwise, they will completely break off. There's the thumb. There's the rest of it there. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and start to sit my guy up, my person up. Now, again, arms and legs should not be just off to the side or legs like this because they will break off. So I think what I'm going to do, I might have my person kind of sitting. I'm going to make a knee, kind of a pose. That front leg is going to be here. And then maybe I'll just have them arms in the front. Or, oh, actually, this is the kind of day, like, oy vey, that's the kind of day I'm having. Check that one out. That's actually kind of cool with the head tilted that way. Okay, don't worry about the eyes. Don't worry about the face. What we're looking for is really, I'm looking to see how can you score, slip, and seal. You might even want to do, just like I did here, this is called the pinch and pull method. Pinch and pull is like this. When you're pinching and pulling clay to manipulate it in different directions. I did that when I was making that little hand. So pinch and pull, I'm looking for that method, coil, and then how you score, slip, and seal. That will guarantee if your little clay figure stays together. So when you're all done, you'll start to notice the clay will start to get lighter. That means the water is evaporating. When it's a light gray, that's when I put it in the kiln. It'll fire for over 24 hours. Almost at the highest point, it'll be about 2,000 degrees. Once these come out, then we will add color. Okay, let's get started.